The Divorce is Not an Option podcast. It's your man's Stephen James Dixon, Tamara Gillespie. Please be sure to subscribe and follow our podcast on all podcast platforms. Don't just listen to an episode, subscribe to follow the podcast. To subscribe, search for the name Divorce is Not an Option on your podcast platform of choice. The purpose of subscribing is so that each week when we produce a new episode, that episode will be delivered to your mobile device or email automatically, seamlessly, effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. You just get it. It just come right in. You just get a message, bing, pop up, hey, new episode, Divorce Not an Option. Check it out. We appreciate those of you who listen on Facebook to our podcast, but you cannot subscribe to Facebook. You can only subscribe on podcast platforms like iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spreaker, Stitcher, just to name a few. For any questions on how to subscribe to the Divorce is Not an Option podcast, email me, ask@StephenJamesDixon.com. Divorce is Not an Option podcast. I am your host, Stephen James Dixon, with my co-host,
Tamara Daracel.
You got to say that again.
I am now Mrs. Tamara Daracel.
Is that French or
It
what?
is
What is
French. He's Creole. Yes.
He Creole. So tell us about the wedding and the honeymoon and all that. What you got on that?
So everything was great. Of course there are always the little bitty things or whatever, but all in all, I had a great wedding. Now we just got to pay for it.
Whoa, yeah, how'd that go? What's the funniest thing about that?
So I don't know if you want to call it funny. I don't know if he thinks it's funny, but we had a budget. I did not stick to it, and so of course he didn't figure that out till after the wedding. So yeah, we paying bills.
Wait. You pulled off a wedding with a budget
I had my dream wedding.
And he was like, wow, that was really nice what we did yesterday. And you was like, oh yeah, by the way, guess how much it costs?
And this is what we got to pay.
This is what we got to pay. Here go your part. Here go my part.
We in this together.
Ain't no, here go your part. Here go my part. It was like, this is what we got to pay.
This is what we got to pay.
That's funny. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's the best piece of advice somebody gave you? Like that, like your auntie or your mama, or your grandmama or whatever. What was the best piece you got?
You know what? I actually had a cousin tell me, and it seems so simple, but she said, say I love you every day, and kiss good morning and kiss good night. And it's so easy to forget to do that, when you get to running and stuff and you don't think about it, but it's really great advice. So I'm working.
Are you going to do it when you're mad? Are you going to do it when you're mad?
Exactly. Yes. Every day.
Mm-hmm. Every day. I like it. That is very simple. Yeah. I'm definitely going to start using that in my relationship coaching. That's one of the few things I don't say to people. What I've been saying to people is, make sure that you have some type of embrace for like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Like literally 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I believe in like kinetic energy. I believe in affection, mm-hmm. intimacy, all those things. It's extremely important. And 30 seconds is long enough to feel like I actually got a hug.
Right.
It's not 5 minutes. It's not 15 minutes. It's not, a pat each other on the back. It's an affection. It counts.
It changes the energy when you're holding each other for that long.
Right. And I'm surprised by how many people just stop hugging, stop kissing, stop having intimacy, and really get to, okay, at the Jim and Kimmel go off, I'm going to stick this inside of you right here. and woman be like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, she not no better.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, just get over. I'm going to tune it up as soon as this commercial come on. And that be it. And I just see so many couples who lost how you actually end up having sex. When we're dating, it's a point. Like it just, you start off kissing, hugging, touching, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's a priority. But I'm more talking about how it organically, naturally happens when you're in a dating relationship. But when you're married, it's like you turn over and you do it.
Yeah, it's more of, you see each other and you're enjoying the touch and the feel and the kissing and stuff. And it just kind of somehow starts dying.
And it doesn't matter if Jimmy Kimmel on or not. You just go ahead cracking.
Right.
You don't have to finish watching the movie.
It don't
You know,
matter what you got to do. It don't matter
right.
what's going on. Yeah, yeah. And then real life comes in, and well, we got to finish working out this budget.
oh, now you're a budget hawk. Now you're a budget hawk. Now you eat ramen noodles and all that, and watching how much you eat out and packing your lunch and all that.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
let's get
I
real.
got what I wanted. Now it's time for the real.
That's funny. That's funny. But
Yup.
guess what we're gonna talk about our first show, Pat?
What?
Break it up.
Really? Right after I just got
Yeah.
married?
Let's do a breakup show. I mean, it's too late for you, right?
I mean, right. So this show ain't helping me.
Yeah. This is not for you at all.
Divorce is not an option.
That's right. And so we was gonna do the breakup show earlier, but I was like, no, let's wait until we actually get married to do the breakup show.
Wow. Okay. All right. If we're going to do this breakup show, let's get it. So what's your relationship coaching story for this week?
Oh, for this week, I had you know what's funny? I have these people that come to me sometimes and they want me to be a life-changing relationship coach. Like I've had couples come to me. I know, but I can't change it overnight. Like I had a couple come to me and say, hey, we're supposed to move in together on Saturday. It's Friday, but we're not moving in together unless you say we should move in together. I'm like,
they want you to work a miracle.
Right. I'm like, I just met y'all. I don't know y'all. Y'all talking to me like we got some kind of relationship. I know one or both of y'all. I don't know y'all like that to really try to tell you what to do with your life.
Any relationship.
But I ain't put no time on that. Look at my disclaimer. I didn't say I can fix it in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've had people come to me and say, I filed for divorce already. It's about to be final, but I'm trying to think about if I should, go back on it and I'm like, okay, but come to me. That's the worst thing about marriage is that people always come when it's over. Like it's really like I already filed. We already separated everything. We already figured out alimony and child support. But what do you think? Should we work it out?
That's the problem with us, though. We don't really realize that we need help until we are like we've torn everything into pieces.
Which is why I love saying divorce is not an option, and we need to start saying this more. I'm sure it'll help me now. Help me. No, the second part. I never say the second part. I don't know if I said it to you. It's divorce is not an option, but it's also staying unhappily married is also equally not an option.
Right.
And so I got too many couples that are just unhappily married, and they just accept it like this is how it's going to be.
Yep. Until they just decide they're ready to roll.
Until they're ready to roll. And then they file for divorce, move out the house, get separate apartments, or get their own attorneys. And then they call me and say, what you think about it? And I'm like, could y'all not have called me when things were just getting bad or when it was kind of rough or when it was a little bit frustrated? I got a couple. And what it does to me, the reason why I'm saying this is because I had a couple this week where the wife is pregnant. And so when the wife is pregnant, that changes my advice.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to encourage people. I almost never encourage people to separate. But I really am careful when I'm talking to couples where the woman is pregnant because I need them to figure out that like one of the things it makes me do is it makes me more compromising with what's going on in the relationship. I'm more just trying to bend it and fix it and not necessarily like I can't even give long-term solutions. I'm really trying to bare knuckles and really just, okay, how can we get through the pregnancy?
Yeah, you got a baby involved and you don't want her totally stressed out and it's a lot of
right. That's the key thing because my wife had 2 babies and so I know how women emotionally change through hormones and things of that nature, and I just don't want no woman to be dealing with no man leaving them while they're pregnant because the marriage cannot recover from that.
Or even making a decision like that when you're in a hormonal state.
Exactly. And so that's what I was trying to tell my brother. I was like, look, man, she's calm and cool right now, but any given day now she gonna lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like not to put that on her, but it's possible that you become
prepared.
Be prepared. And the thing is, he's not in a good place because he's not happy. She's not happy. He's not happy about. He's not in a happy place to be able to handle her swings and emotions.
Wow.
And she's not in a good place to handle because he's caused most of the issues and why they came to see me. So she's not in a good place to handle, typical. I'm gonna let that ride. And so that's what, we gotta really try to communicate to people that marriage is supposed to be happy, right?
Okay. Okay. So what'd he do?
I gotta tell what he did.
Yeah, what'd he do?
Man, this dude, you know what? On this scenario, this brother, he cheated.
Of course.
How
On
you
his
gonna say of
pregnant
course?
wife. Cause this generally what it is. Oh boy cheated on his pregnant wife.
But it wasn't due to, it was very unique. This couple was very unique for one reason. The wife was clear in the role she played in the cheating episode. Like she was like, I was not loving, I was not affectionate, we didn't have a lot of intimacy. And what had happened was she had jumped too fast from the last relationship to this relationship and hadn't really healed. She hadn't really healed from the emotional investment that she made already. So she wasn't really to make another emotional investment. And they didn't figure
But
that out till after they got married.
that sounds like a positive environment for some growth. At least she recognizes where she's responsible.
Right. And some women, and I'm tiptoeing around the word
Right.
responsibility because
Okay.
each person is, of course, responsible for their own actions, right?
Exactly.
But marriage is a team event. It's a team sport. It's an
Right.
organization. It's a club.
Right.
It's you two people. So we need both people to take responsibility for everything that happens in the marriage. And
Exactly.
so I need woman to say, okay, I didn't cheat, but I could have been more loving. It was amazing to see somebody say, you know what? I definitely played a role. Like I definitely could have been a wife that paid my husband better attention. I kind of neglected him. I kind of assumed he'd always be there. I assumed he would never cheat. And I was really hurt and I didn't deal with my hurt from my previous relationships. And I brought that into this relationship. And so now I'm trying to start things over. So it ended up being pretty good.
Okay, well, bravo to her. And I hope he took responsibility for his actions.
He
Uh,
did. He did. Well, I was trying to think about like he was more so like what caused the change. Like people always need a catalyst. Like if I'm going
yeah.
to believe in you again, I need to know why you're changing today. And sometimes at work when people say I changed because I talked to Stephen James Dixon, like that works sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Other
Yeah.
times people want more of a reason of why they should believe in you again.
That concerns me though.
Hmm.
If his first response is, "Why should I believe in you when he's cheating?"
Yeah,
Um,
but his line of questioning was different. His line of questioning was his the main thing he had concern about was, do you really love me? That's how deep it was. That's what the brother's asking the woman. So that's a dead giveaway that he did not feel loved. And she not shocked. She not like,
yeah.
"Pff, boy, why you playing?" She not on. She like, yes, I do love you. And I know that you don't know that I love you. I know that I haven't really expressed it. I know. And the thing that was said too was
Uh-huh.
that she recognized that she hadn't had loving relationships throughout her life. And so
That's
she
all
didn't know how
well
to
and
really
good, but
exhibit
did
love.
he say he gonna stop cheating?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got that
Okay.
locked down.
All
Like
right.
no more cheating,
All
at
right.
least through the pregnancy. I got that agreement.
At least through the pregnancy.
I try to slide that in. I was hoping you just scoot on
No,
by.
no, no. Uh-uh.
It's one of those things where I was like, okay, I couldn't. I felt like I couldn't do due justice to him cheating and why and how to fix that all in one sit down. And so I like because it's treatment, right? It's a disease almost like because men learn how to cheat before they learn how to be faithful. And so
This is
I
true.
just needed him to stop, right? And so ordinarily when I'm talking, it's not about stop. It's about what can we do differently? How can we grow? How can we communicate? How can we make sure it never happens again? Right now, I just need you to stop. Skip all
Right.
that. Stop.
Right.
You
So
know,
she let you make it with that.
you know what? I talk to her in advance because what I do is I talk to my wife, then I talk to my husband, then I talk to them together. And after
Right.
talking with her, I said, "Hey, this is my approach that I'm gonna take with your husband.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of that?" And she agreed. She was like, "Yes, I want that approach because I don't want to go through a whole big cheating thing and then, he run out of here screaming, mad, angry, whatever. I just want to take responsibility for what I did." And what was funny is she kept hitting me over the head with, "Stephen, I just want to be the best wife I can be going forward." And
Oh,
that's
well,
and
that's
that's my
good.
thing. I'm always telling people, right? I'm always telling people, be the best wife you can be the
Right.
best husband you can be. I really don't believe in marriage coaching. I believe in husband coaching and wife coaching, right? So if I can make a wife be a better wife and I can make a husband be a better husband, then the marriage is better automatically. And so she kept repeating that to me, like, I'm just going to be the best wife I can be from now on. I'm not looking at him. I'm not worried about him. I'm not following him around. I'm not checking his phone. I'm going to be the best wife that I can be going forward. I can do better. I can be better. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. I highly respect her for that approach.
Yeah, that's what I had
So,
this week.
okay, great. So, that was your relationship coaching experience this week. How does that have anything to do with having a breakup show?
I had another session where, and this was kind of funny. I had another session where a woman called me and she said, hey, let's have a session. She paid for her sessions, all that. Go to StephenJamesDixon.com/coaching. She registered, all that. So we talking
Okay.
and she said, she's telling me the story. I like stories. I like timelines. When we met, how long we dated, blah, blah, blah. I like the whole story. So she's telling me the story. And halfway through the story, she was like, yeah, and he takes pills and the pills just make him kind of black out. And he only does this about once a week. But what happens is when he's
Wait,
on the
time out.
job, and
What kind of pills?
I don't want to tell her pills. I don't think I probably couldn't pronounce that word anyway. But it was,
Oh, so
it
this not
was,
like, so he's like taking illegal stuff?
yes, some
Oh,
illegal pills that are causing them to be high or delusional or whatever. And the thing
Oh, I was
was,
like, we're not talking about like Viagra or something.
no. We ain't talking about
Oh my
for the
goodness.
bedroom. We talking about he's
He's
gotten
taking
addicted to
recreational
pills.
pills.
Yes. And so, but see how you cut me off immediately? I didn't cut her
Yeah.
off. I just let her talk because I was so in shock that she just said that as if it was, just
He's
like
perfect. He just takes drugs.
right. Just once a week he blacks out and blah,
Oh
blah, blah. And
my God.
I'm like, wait a minute, is she really just gonna step over that? Like as if my boyfriend don't drink Kool-Aid or something like that. Like it's not a big deal. It's not Kool-Aid. We talking about doing drugs, and you think at least once a week he blacking out and delusional and hyperventilating, and you concerned about him, but it's only once a week.
Oh my
And
gosh. So
I
what
was
was the
just
point of
like,
the session?
she was really trying to get me to help her. Like, how do I make this relationship thing work? And I'm like,
Baby.
no, relationships don't work with drug addicts.
Oh, you know what's sad though? I can kind of sympathize with her. 'Cause I mean, I can think of all the stupid stuff that I stayed for. I mean, let's see. There
Wait,
was the
oh no,
drug.
wait,
Wait,
oh no,
wait.
wait. You said you can sympathize with her?
I don't agree with her. It is crazy. I'm telling you, it's out of control. But women have a tendency to want to make things work, even if they're psychotic.
So you've done this before. You
Let's see. There was the drug dealer I almost married. Um,
wait. So are we about to do this thing where you get to say something and keep it moving? Is that what we're doing right now? I can't comment on
yeah,
this.
don't say nothing about that. Don't say nothing about that.
Then we should have had this show before you got married. Now we
was
can't even talk
great.
about stuff like that.
He was great otherwise. So I just put that crazy out my head. Cause he was stealing drugs just so he could pay for the rent.
Oh, you was like, okay, he trying to do that for his boo. He doing that for his boo.
Yeah, that's what he wanted me to believe. There was the married guy who didn't tell me he was married until I was kind of attached, and then explained to me that he was separated, although there were no papers filed, and wanted to continue a relationship. And I tried thinking, okay, he's gonna file at some point, but then I was like, this is crazy. I am dating somebody's husband.
How did you get there? Just own that.
You
Just
know what? And that's that. Until it happens to you, I have always been very judgmental about women who are, cheating, committing adultery in relationships with, married men. But then I discovered this happens all the time. You meet, you have no clue he's married. He wines and dines, and you have a great time, awesome conversation. A few weeks in, you start having feelings for this man, and then something happens or something clicks. I've never been to his house, or certain times of the day he's
but
missing.
but when it clicks that you've never been to his house, y'all don't have something that kicks in that says, I need to leave and need to be over right
Yes.
now? Like you can't make
Yes.
that decision?
Yes, you do. And you have this conversation and you tell him we got to let this go, blah, 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 blah. And then it's the oh, baby that starts. And you start getting flowers and you start getting, I mean, he just kicks it up like 10 notches. And you're thinking this man is just wonderful and I'm attached to him. And he says he's leaving her. And it's so cliche, but we do it.
Let me give you an example of I was dating a woman at one point and I really liked this woman. I took her to my homeboy's wedding. Like, and dudes know, any dudes listening right now, when you take a chick to your homeboy's wedding, that's your gal.
Yeah.
That's serious, or you wouldn't take her, you just go solo, hang out with the fellas. I took her to my homeboy's wedding, right? Then the next week, I let her borrow one of my books. I read a lot of books and all those types of things. So I let her borrow one of my books. And do you know that heifer came back like a week later and she had dropped my book in a puddle? And it was like, after the book gets wet, all the pages are jacked up and frilled up and hard and all that. And it was dirty and muddy and wet and all that kind of stuff. And do you know, she just came in and said, hey, I'm sorry, I dropped your book in a puddle of water and gave me back. The book was dry by now, but she gave me back.
She didn't offer to buy you another one?
She didn't offer to buy me the book. She didn't offer me $20 for my book. I broke up with her. I walked
and that
away.
Right there is the difference between men and women.
Because I said to myself, any person that doesn't have enough class or doesn't understand that they should just read, and I'm not saying even that I wanted the money or I wanted the book, but to me, it was a core character, common courtesy, and it's something wrong with your character as an individual that you think this is okay. And you think you could just hand me this book. It is something wrong with you. I'm done. I'm out.
But that is how men think. Women think I can fix him.
I can't fix your character.
I can help him stop taking the pills.
I cannot. I couldn't help her fix. Maybe that's the difference. Because I couldn't help fix that book. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is about y'all. Wait, I got another one. I was dating another woman who I really, 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 really liked. This one of them chicks who I was like watching for like a year. Like, man, I'm going to get at that. I'm going to get at that. I'm going to get at that. And she was dating somebody and I was dating somebody I could never get at her. Finally, I get at her, right? And she with it. And we down and it's kicking and we the couple. We like, oh, well, that's the couple. Everybody come through, see us. It's on. Like, oh, y'all perfect together. Everybody, it's all good, right? She comes by the crib one day and she says to me that she has to go. We live in Dallas. All the people didn't know. We live in Dallas. And she's going to Houston for a job interview. And when she goes to Houston for the job interview, she's going to stay at her ex-boyfriend's house. I'm done.
She was serious?
She was that serious, saying there's nothing going on. We just friends now. A couple of my other homegirls are coming in town for the weekend too. It's the Delta weekend and blah, blah, blah. And All-Star weekend, all the hotels sold out, blah, 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 blah. And we just all cool now. We just going to stay there and nothing happening. And I was like, bitch, it's over.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm done. Just like that. Cut it off. I'm done. Like, to even at least lie to me. Don't just think
you're right about that. A lot of women would have said either I'm going to ignore that this happened, or they would have said I'm done. And then when he called back a week later and said, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, blah, 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 would have just kept it rolling.
Oh, you're right. Because I remember one time I was talking to a young lady, we were dating, and she said to me, hey, Steven, I really like you. You know, you're the only person I'm dating. I really want to see where this relationship goes. I looked her right in the eye and I said, I'm dating 7 other women. 2 live out of town, 5 live in town. 1's coming to town this weekend. She's like, what is the one coming to town this weekend for? And I was like, she's coming to town to see me. Where's she staying? At my house. Like I used to keep it 100 like that.
Wow.
And she accepted it, and she accepted it. But little did she know, the fact that she accepted that, it made me know that I couldn't be with her. There's no way I can be with her.
Yep. But unfortunately, a lot of women do that, and a lot of that is not knowing our own worth. And then part of that is, again, that whole mentality. I can fix him. I can change him. Just crazy.
Craziness.
Hmm.
So the breakup show, what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to some of these calls of people calling in and saying when they should have broken up and they didn't. When they should have broke off the relationship, when they got an idea that this was going in the wrong direction and they still stayed. So first we got Melanie from Dallas.
I definitely have stayed in a relationship too long. I've actually stayed in several relationships for too long, so I'm pretty much calling because I want to stop this pattern. But the most, I guess, unfortunate thing about staying in a relationship too long for me is that one relationship I was in, the guy married someone else while we were together, and I still stayed with him. Like literally, he met a woman and within a month went to Vegas and married her while we were in a relationship. And when I found out, I didn't leave him. I stayed with him. He got an annulment, which made me happy at the time. But in the end, I felt so betrayed and I never felt the same about him. And the relationship ended eventually, but I should have left as soon as I found out. He took somebody to Vegas to get married.
Wow. I explain it to me, Tamara. Explain that what we just listened.
That one, okay, so when I talked about the whole being with a married man, that's kind of when you get fooled and you don't know. Melanie is a whole new situation I have never heard of. And what concerned me is that she said there was a pattern, and we all have a pattern, but having your boyfriend get married, that's a new one. And then he got an annulment. I mean, to me, there were just a lot of character flaws that just were, glaring right there. Just what kind of personality he has. Your boyfriend went and got married and then got it annulled.
I don't even know if I need to add anything to that. Like, that's just so obvious to me that when a dude get married, like, if I'm a chick, I don't even know if they got an annulment. Like, I don't need to know none of that.
True.
Like, I don't.
That's very true.
Once he get married, it's over. No, I'm not even talking about lying or what. It's once he get married, it is over. I don't need you blocked. I don't need to talk to you ever. Once we confirm that you legally married another person while you are dating me, it is over.
But the thing is just recognizing
did you say
what that says.
Did you really say but? Hold on, you said but.
No,
it's over.
No. I'm saying for her, the thing is recognizing what that says about how he feels about you. Because he's been with you for how long and he met a chick in a month and married her? Whether he got an annulment or whatever.
But do you think she evaluated how does this guy feel about me after he married?
To me,
do you think
yes, to me that is you don't respect me, you don't care about me. That says a whole lot right there. It's not just cheating, you married somebody else.
Let's do Lisa from Washington, D.C. See if it gets
my Lord,
better.
I don't know if I can take anymore.
I was in a relationship for 4 years, and I just feel like I wasted so much time in it because I knew at month 4 that he probably wasn't the right one. But I thought through talking and working it out that we would be able to, work through things and build to a better relationship. But eventually, it became the same argument all the time. And I think my moment of truth came is one time we were having an argument and I just looked at him and I thought, this dude is clueless. I feel like he really was going to keep making the same mistakes over and over. Mistakes of being a little forgetful or not thoughtful or, you would look up and Valentine's Day wasn't special or Christmas wasn't special and there was nothing where you felt like he was cherishing me. So I realized that I can't really make a person be that type of person. They either have it or they don't. So then I just said goodbye. Again, this is Lisa from Washington, D.C. I was in a relationship for 4 years. I should have got out at 4 months.
Okay, 4 months.
She knew him 4 months, but she stayed for 4 years. Yes.
Explain that to me, Tamara. I think this is going to be the Tamara show today.
So, this
right
there, that's not listening to your gut. And I've been there too. Like, deep down inside, something is not right. but you're trying to make it work. Again, to the point
4
that I made
years?
earlier. Yeah, I am not quite sure what she's referring to, though. She's talking about mistakes and Valentine's Day and Christmas. And I know I personally am not a big Valentine's Day, Christmas person. So, that stuff probably wouldn't bother me. So I don't know what other mistakes she's referring to. But yeah, I think women as a whole need to do better about knowing yourself and knowing that your gut is saying get out and go.
Okay, Tamara, here we go. We got to help people, right? This is divorce not an option. We got to help people. We got to save marriages. We got to get relationships better. Tamara, right now, tell people how long they should stay in a relationship.
Based on my training with Stephen James Dixon, you get 3 to 6 months, boo.
3 to 6 months? Wait, no.
No?
That's too short.
What do you mean?
Everybody can't do that.
No, you did the whole, wait a minute, how you gonna come at me like that? You said show your woman, and if he
Yes.
don't recognize it, roll on.
Oh, that's true. I did say that.
Thank
right?
you.
But now I'm talking more, what I was looking for you to say is 4 years is too long, 3 years is too long, 2 years is long enough, or whatever. What amount of time to you is a good enough time to invest in a relationship?
Okay, so I think you're looking at a couple of different things. So if you are in love with this person and you are connected to this person and you feel like you've shown your woman to this person and he recognizes that, I could give him 1 year to 2 years. And then he needs to propose.
Okay.
And then if not, you need to roll on. And that's, before anybody comes at me, that's if that's what you want. If you don't want to get married, more power to you. But for those who want to get married, do not stay in something for 4 years if you knew, you were upset after 1.5 years that he hadn't proposed. But I'm saying 3 to 6 months, you have shown your woman and he has not recognized it, or something is not right. Like Lisa had this gut feeling, within 4 months, move on.
Dudes don't do that. Well, before I get to
Dudes
talking.
don't do what?
Let's listen to some dudes before I get to Let's go to Curtis from Dallas.
My situation where I stayed too long, but it wasn't kind of like a full-fledged dating situation. It was more like a work relationship. So, and, trying to be a young entrepreneur, I met this chick, her name Giselle, and she could sing. She can sing really well. And so me thinking that, I'll start up some type of work relationship and then we can make it big. Well, that's kind of not what happened. And so she had boyfriend issues. I consoled her, but I was trying to get back to the music because I was a beat maker and all my beats was hot and her singing was okay. I mean, it was hot. So basically, make a long story short, I told her, hey, you not focused on the music. I can't mess with you. And then she kind of came back crying and broke up with her boyfriend. And then I basically kind of took her back and started working with her again. And then it got sexual between me and her. And so, yeah, man, I definitely need some advice because I didn't want it to get sexual. That wasn't my intent. I was trying to make it big and be the next Timbaland. And she was trying to be the next Rihanna. But then it got sexual. And then eventually I had to just cut it off because I don't know. No, I do know. I'm lying. Man, her boyfriend came back in the picture. And it was crazy because he did some crazy stuff like get arrested, typical stuff. And then, she telling me, hey, I got to be there for him. So, yeah, man, that's my story. And, yeah, help me out. I don't know.
Sound like a lie.
Right? Curtis still trying to get at her.
You know what? I don't even have a comment.
Curtis. First of all, Curtis telling all their business. He got names and jobs and it's a work relationship. And
Hey, I called him back and I said, hey, you actually said the woman's name. Do you want to take her name off?
Curtis ain't worried about her.
he said
Curtis
no.
is hurt.
Still hurt.
You know what? It sounds to me like Curtis is a good dude. He met this chick. He lied when he said he didn't want it to get sexual. What he was saying was he didn't want it to go left like it went left. So
Right, right, right.
and Curtis is a good dude, and she found the dude who in jail and in trouble all the time, and she done left Curtis for that dude, and Curtis still trying to hang
Oh,
on.
wait. No, that's what it is. Let's take a sidebar here and tell us what it is. You know where I'm going. What is it about the thugs and the gangsters that y'all love so much? What is it? Please help Curtis. Curtis don't need advice from me. He need advice from you to say, Curtis, she likes a thug. That's all. You just wasn't a thug, brother.
You know what? She wants swag, and there's a difference. So you don't have to be going to jail or whatever, but just pull back a little bit. Don't play lay all your cards out for her. And I think that's the problem, that men haven't learned that there's a balance. It's not about being rude and, treating her like crap, but it's also not about making her feel like you too easy. So, I mean, just like men want a challenge, women want a little bit of a challenge too.
Okay, one more woman.
This is Janine Nicole calling from Harlem, New York. I had the worst experience ever when I was in a relationship for 3 years. 3 years with a police officer, 3 years of a handsome man that I thought that was the man of my dreams. How crazy was it? I stayed with him because I thought this would be my husband. I stayed with him because I thought this would be the one. He keeps the house clean, he smells good, and he's good with his money. However, it was one of the most selfish relationships I've ever been in because it was all about him and maybe the other women that he was dealing with. It was also one of the horrifying relationships that I dealt with because it was all about his well-being and about how he can please everybody else but not please me. So I don't wish that on anyone. I got so bad that I had to literally have to leave the house because he was trying to make sure the ex-girlfriend got in because she had the key, and I forgave him for that. Finally, to each his own, I have moved on and forgave, and I will be married very soon.
That's funny.
Hey, you got her name wrong. Her name is Janine Nicole. Thank you.
She said he keeps the house clean, he smells good, and he's good with his money.
No, but she said that was the worst experience ever. 3 years. Janine mad.
But wait though, she said he keeps the house clean, smells good,
Smells
good with his money.
and good with money.
Like that's the three things. Like that,
Yes.
like that's universal. Everybody know that a dude that keep his house clean, smell good, good with his money, like he a good dude. Everybody know that already,
That's
right?
a good catch right there. That is a good catch. But I mean,
Stayed and should have left.
I mean, it just sounds to me like Janine Nicole, like he checked off the list, clean,
That's
smells good, good with money. He was
Yep.
handsome, and so she got her list, but he was selfish. And
What?
what?
What is it? Again, she said, I gotta escape out the house because the ex-girlfriend got a key to the house. Why do y'all come back after that? Like, y'all don't
Because
have
he's
no
clean,
principles?
smells good, and is good with money.
I can't even win with this.
That ain't easy to find. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
So that's what she said while she dipping out the back. Like, well, I'm dipping out the back of a clean house. It could be a dirty house I'm sneaking out the back of.
But what you need to catch there though is that old boy was like the perfect picture. And not only was he the perfect picture, but it was also important to him to portray that perfect picture to other people. So,
And he was a police officer too.
yes. I mean, hey, you talking about he's a protector,
Yes, police officers never cheat. They never cheat.
But the bottom line is, it sounded to me like Janine Nicole thought, okay, this is the perfect picture. He's putting on the perfect picture, so he performs well in front of everybody. The problem was that he was more concerned about how he looked to everybody than he was about how he treated her.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took for her to figure that out too. And that comes from not having your own, right, that 3 years.
Yep.
That comes from not having your own standards and your own value for yourself. Like Janine probably, and then she also said, did she say she was getting married soon? She said that, right?
I didn't hear that part.
I think I heard her say that. But that's when you stop trying to let a man determine your value and you just start determining self-value. So when you're not getting or being treated to your value, you leave.
Yeah, but you never know how these situations are turn out.
I can't judge none of them, huh?
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, 3 years, so a year in, he could have been treating her like a queen, and then it just gradually flips, and she ends up with self-esteem issues because he's saying crazy stuff to her, and she's staying because she thinks this is the best she can do because he's clean, smells good, and is good with money.
Pastor call them the tender years. Like, you can't give away your tender years to a man. We had Jaheim, but we kind of run out of time, so we won't be able to get to Jaheim's message. But his message was about he was married, and his wife actually made him give up his family, like give up talking to his family, his mom, dad, brothers, sisters, kids, all that. And then she later cheated on him. And so, but he kind of knew the whole time. Yeah.
Why would somebody do that?
And the funny thing too, the reason why I want to play Jaheim's message instead of just talking through it was I found that the men really talked. Like, they really wanted to explain and have a conversation and give details. The women was like, the nigga cheated, it's time to go. All the women messages were like 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? But the dudes' messages like 2.5, 3 minutes. They got to explain all the dynamics and what went wrong and what happened.
Men were really hurt.
Real hurt. Goes all the way back to saying that actually the book called Men Don't Heal, We Hoe. And so a book about the emotional instability of men. So
there you go.
When you hurt a man, he's going to be hurt for a while. So
okay, so we're almost finished. Yeah. Are we going to talk about politics this week, or do we have time?
I'm going to give a couple quick points. Okay. One thing I thought about was this week I learned, actually heard someone talk about how we didn't really need healthcare companies, because the healthcare company, like, what does United Healthcare actually do?
Make money.
That's it. They're not the doctor. We saw the doctor.
Yeah, no. They don't even. So back in the day, they used to pay for claims. Now they really just negotiate claims. So they just get paid and don't put anything out.
They really don't. They really are insurance, like car insurance. Like I have Geico.
No, but
Geico does nothing.
They're not even insurance anymore. So Geico does. So if you get into a wreck, Geico actually pays for the wreck.
And will give me a rental car.
They'll give you a rental car. So there actually is a service there. Health insurance, however, nowadays, if you have an issue, they negotiate the rate. They don't necessarily actually pay anything.
Right. And so we don't need healthcare companies. That's one thing I learned this week. Number two, I learned how to get involved. Like, I listened to this guy named Tom Hartman. He basically suggested that you go to the Republican person that is representing you and donate to their campaign. Because otherwise you don't know what's going on. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, no, that's the only way to get the emails is to pay.
Right, because you go to their website, you go to their Facebook, you don't see anything about anything that they're doing. The only way to find out when the town hall is and all that kind of stuff, when can you talk to them, is to donate money to their campaign. And so I'm gonna do that this week. So I'll follow up on that on next week.
On politics in America.
Very, very sad. They got all these communication devices. So this week is the town hall week. Like, all representatives of Congress are back in their home states, and they're supposed to have town halls this week. And I've been watching my representative, and I never saw any information about when the town hall was. I bet it was already like yesterday or something like that. But I'm gonna donate to his campaign so I can start getting them, so I can go in there and act like everybody else. I'm gonna do that. Last thing was abortion rights are coming under fire under Trump. I heard a woman say this week, from a spiritual standpoint, it says in Genesis 38:8-10, it talks about not spilling the seed. Is that enough? Can I say more than that? Not spilling the seed?
Keep going. Yeah.
Basically, it means that men should not be allowed to masturbate. Yep. That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
From a biblical standpoint, just the same way the Bible says about abortion. What does the Bible say about abortion? Do you know?
There's no abortion in the Bible.
Oh, okay. But there is no spilling of the seed in the Bible.
Yeah, but okay, so that story, that's a whole deep, there can be a whole nother side to that, because there's context to that story. So,
but I just thought it was
there's an argument with that one.
I just thought it was interesting that we debate the rights of the woman but we don't debate the rights of the man.
Now,
Like we don't even bring that into
what
conversation.
actually is coming into law is, do men have the right to stop an abortion? Does the father?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I did see that somewhere, like a court case where the woman was not allowed to get an abortion. Like she wanted to get an abortion,
Yep.
but the father, the child who wasn't even her husband, was able to stop the abortion from taking place. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, which I think
Cool.
is fair.
Well, Divorce Not an Option podcast. Stephen James Dixon.
And Tamara Daracell.
I'm not gonna be able to ever say. I was just starting to say Gillespie good. I'm
You
not.
were saying
It's gonna
it
be
good.
I just started saying that good. Now it's gonna be a long time before I get to say that one good.
You keep telling yourself
Thanks
that.
for listening. Holla at y'all next week. Divorce Not an Option podcast. Stephen James Dixon, Tamara Gillespie. Appreciate you guys listening. You can subscribe to the podcast on SoundCloud, on YouTube, on iTunes, on Google Play. Please, please, please subscribe for us. That is how we generate revenue. That is how the marketing folks understand, how many listeners we have and things of that nature. So I need you to subscribe. And what happens when you subscribe is you will automatically get a new message or an email or an update to your phone whenever I post a new podcast. So definitely appreciate people doing that for me. God bless. Talk to you next week.